The streets are boiling. The game is changing. And in the season 4 finale of BMF, one wrong move could end everything for Meech and Terry. Alliances will be tested, enemies will strike, and the line between family and business will shatter. Episode 10 isn't just another episode, it's the night the whole empire could crumble or rise higher than ever. Episode 9 left us in pure chaos. The tension between Meech's crew and their rivals has never been this close to exploding. Every move feels like it could be the last. Meech has been trying to expand his empire, but every step forward seems to create new problems. His enemies aren't just watching, they're moving in. We saw him play it cool on the outside, but you can tell by his eyes that the pressure is heavy. The stakes are no longer just about money or territory. It's about survival, loyalty, and keeping the people he loves out of the crossfire. Terry, on the other hand, is caught between two worlds. In the last episode, we saw how his business decisions are clashing with family life. He's got one foot in the streets and the other trying to protect the home front. That phone call he got near the end of episode 9, that wasn't just a small warning. That was a signal that the finale is going to force him to choose. And in this world, choices like that usually have a cost. Meanwhile, the cops are closer than ever. Detective Bryant has been a thorn in their side all season, but now it feels like he's inches away from finally pulling the trigger on his case. Every meeting, every deal, every word Meech and Terry say could be the one that gets them locked up. And with episode 9 showing us how deep this investigation goes, you can bet the finale will have at least one major law enforcement move that changes the game. And we can't forget the rivals. Lamar might not be as loud as before, but the silence is even scarier. We've seen in past seasons episode 9 ended with unanswered questions that feel like lit fuses. Who will strike first? Who will fold under the pressure? And will Meech and Terry's brotherhood survive what's coming? In BMF, nothing stays the same for long, and when the season ends, we might not even recognize the board they've been playing on. Meech is standing at the edge of the cliff. Everything he's built this season has been about expansion, taking the operation beyond the streets of Detroit and building something bigger, something untouchable. But the finale will test whether he's built an empire or just stacked a pile of cards waiting to fall. Episode 9 showed that his enemies aren't just gunning for his territory, they're aiming for his legacy. Meech knows the streets have rules, but those rules mean nothing when desperation hits. In episode 10, he's walking into a situation where one wrong trust, one wrong deal could mean losing it all. Terry is on a different battlefield. For him, the war isn't just with rivals, it's inside his own head. He's been trying to balance being a businessman, a brother, and a protector for his family. But this season has shown that the street game doesn't care about balance. It demands everything. The finale will push Terry to decide where his loyalty truly lies. Does he stand shoulder to shoulder with Meech and keep building the empire? Or does he walk away to keep his family safe? The problem is, in BMF, walking away is rarely an option without blood on the ground. Detective Bryant's arc is all about the hunt. He's been chasing Meech and Terry like a man obsessed, and the finale could be the moment he finally corners them. But the interesting thing about Bryant is that he's not playing a clean game. We've seen his personal choices blur the line between lawman and criminal. That makes him unpredictable. Episode 10 could show him pulling the trigger on the case, or it could reveal that he's got his own reasons to keep Meech and Terry in play. Either way, his presence in the finale is like a loaded gun. It's just a matter of when it goes off. Then there's the antagonist factor. Whether it's Lamar or another threat rising in the shadows, the finale is where all those silent moves come to light. The rival forces have been patient this season, letting Meech and Terry's own moves create openings. The finale could be their moment to strike hard, maybe even in a way no one sees coming. And when the dust settles, the streets won't just belong to whoever wins the fight. They'll belong to whoever survives it. Asterisk episode 10 isn't just about who's on top, it's about who can handle the weight of the crown. Meech, Terry, the cops, the rivals. They're all moving toward the same night, the same moment, and in that moment, every choice they've made this season will finally matter. Asterisk every season finale of BMF has one thing in common, something you didn't see coming. And with everything that's been building in season 4, episode 10 feels like it's about to pull off the most unpredictable moves yet. The streets have been too quiet in some places, and in BMF, quiet usually means someone's planning something. Deadly. One possible twist is betrayal from inside the circle. Meech and Terry have always preached loyalty, but this season has shown cracks in the crew. Not everyone is happy with how things are run, and some have been feeling left behind. In the finale, we could see someone close flip either to save themselves, to get a bigger piece of the pie, or because a rival made them an offer they couldn't refuse. A single leak from the inside could bring the whole operation crashing down. Then there's the question of who survives. This show doesn't shy away from taking out big characters when the stakes are high. There's a real chance that episode 10 could end with a major death, someone fans have followed for seasons suddenly gone. It might be a warning to the crew, a revenge hit, or just the cost of being in the game. And if that happens, the ripple effect will be massive going into season 5. The law enforcement angle also has room for a huge twist. Detective Bryant has been relentless, but maybe it's not just about Meech and Terry. There could be a reveal that he's been targeting someone else the whole time, or that another cop is playing both sides. A surprise raid or arrest in the finale could shift all the power in an instant, especially if it's someone the crew relies on. And we can't forget Lamar. His shadow has been hanging over the season, and even though he's been quieter, that only makes him more dangerous. If he makes his move in the finale, it could be something that blindsides Meech and Terry when they're least ready. A hit at the wrong time, in the wrong place, could turn the whole season-ending celebration into a war zone. The biggest twist of all might not even be a loss. It could be a win that comes with a price. Meech and Terry could come out on top, only to find out they've just stepped into a bigger, deadlier game. Because in BMF, the higher you climb, the more dangerous the fall. And season 5 could open with them in a whole new league, facing enemies they've never even met yet. If there's one thing BMF fans are good at, it's catching the details the casual viewer misses. All season, the writers have been dropping lines, moments, and visuals that feel small at first, but might explode into something huge in the finale. Let's look at the clues that could be setting up episode 10. One theory making the rounds is about Meech's ambition. All season, he's been talking about the bigger picture. And some fans believe this isn't just about running Detroit, it's about stepping into an entirely new market. We've seen him in meetings with people who don't play by the same rules as the streets. The finale could reveal that Meech has been building a new partnership in the background, one that could change the direction of the show in season 5, the foreshadowing. Every time someone warns him about moving too fast, he brushes it off. That's either confidence or a setup for a major backfire. Then there's Terry's family storyline. Fans on forums have pointed out how much attention the show has given to his personal life this season. That could mean his family will be the target in the finale. In episode 7, we saw a scene where he told his loved ones to stay away from the game, and that might have been a hint that danger is coming right to their doorstep. The finale could put Terry in a position where he has to choose between saving the business or saving his blood. Lamar's return has also been a hot topic online. Even though he's been quiet, fans are convinced he's been pulling strings. Behind the scenes, some think he's been funding or guiding one of Meech and Terry's rivals without showing his face. The finale could drop the bomb that he's been in control of more than anyone realized, making him not just a returning threat, but possibly the mastermind behind the season's chaos. Another big clue comes from law enforcement detective. Bryant's storyline this season has been packed with tension, but there have been moments where he's acted like he knows more than he's letting on. Fans think there could be a double cross here. Either Brian turns on the police to protect his own interests, or he uses Meech and Terry to take down a bigger target. The little smirks, the way he asks certain questions, those could be hints that his endgame is way more complicated than just put the brothers in jail. Asterisk. And finally, a fan favorite theory is that episode 10 will end with a cliffhanger that flips the power structure completely. Maybe Meech and Terry survive, maybe they even win the night, but something happens that forces them to leave Detroit entirely. The foreshadowing, the constant talk of expanding and new opportunities could actually be setting up a forced exile, pushing them into Season 5 with a whole new city, new players, and new dangers. Asterisk one thing's for sure, BMF never wastes a line of dialogue or a camera shot. If you go back and rewatch the season, you'll see the seeds they've been planting. Episode 10 is when they bloom. And not every flower in this garden is harmless. Asterisk the season 4 finale of BMF isn't just the end of another chapter, it's the moment where every promise, every betrayal, and every risk comes due. This season has been about more than street power. It's been about loyalty, ambition, and the cost of chasing something bigger than yourself. Asterisk for Meech, the finale is a test of whether his vision can survive the weight of the streets. Can he keep building without breaking the very foundation he started on? For Terry, it's about deciding if blood ties are stronger than survival instincts. And for their enemies, it's the perfect storm, the moment when Meech and Terry's ambitions leave them wide open for the kind of strike that changes everything. Asterisk, this isn't just about who wins and who loses. It's about what's left when the dust settles. In BMF, victory doesn't come clean. It comes with scars, with loss, and with the haunting thought that the game is never really over. Asterisk, and that's why episode 10 matters. This finale could set the stage for a season 5 that's not just bigger, but more dangerous than anything we've seen before. New alliances, new cities, new enemies, and the constant shadow of the past chasing them wherever they go. Asterisk, the streets remember. Every move leaves a mark, and when the credits roll on this finale, you'll know one thing for sure in BMF. No one is untouchable. Asterisk so. Who do you think will survive the night? Who will fall? And what's the one twist you're betting on for episode 10? Drop your predictions below, because when this finale hits, we're all going to be talking about it. Asterisk the war isn't over. It's just moving to the next battlefield.